By the end of today's episode, you'll know how taking full responsibility for your life can completely change your acting career, and why blaming others actually keeps you stuck in the same spot for a long time. Welcome to the Actor's Career Compass, where we help aspiring screen actors find high-quality auditions, sign with great agents, and book major roles in legit productions. I'm your host, Martin Benson, and today I'll be covering the hidden ways that actors give up control in their lives without realizing it, how excuses and blame can kill your momentum, and a mindset shift that can turn you into the kind of actor that casting directors remember. For a good reason. All right, let's talk, right? It's easy to blame other people. I remember as a kid, I used to always scream at my dad when I played golf badly. I would blame the clubs or the course. There was a couple of times where I threw my club. It was really, really bad. I never took any responsibility, and I never got much better until I was older. Now, again, this is like age maybe like 6 or 7 or whatever. Once I was in my 20s or so, I learned all about taking full responsibility for everything in your life, and that's when everything changed. Okay, it was the same way in many other areas of my life, right? Like my business and professional life, all of that stuff. I mean, just think about it, right? So many people, especially when it comes to actors, they're saying things like, these other people are getting audition opportunities and not me. And so it's just because I'm unlucky, or my agent just won't submit me for things, or there's no good roles out there for people in my age range or my ethnicity or whatever, right? Or getting acting work is only about looks. I mean, think about it. There's been many actors who have told me things like, my agent just never submits me for anything. So what am I supposed to do? I have no idea. I'm stuck. It's impossible. Or there's no good roles out there for people who are in my age range or for people who look like me, right? They're focusing on a different group of people and there's nothing for me. I'm like, really? I mean, you watch TV shows, there's people of all different colors, ages, ethnicities, everything, right? Or I've heard getting acting work is really just about luck or about looks. Well, what if I told you that blame or saying things like that is actually the fastest way to get stuck in your acting career? The thing is when you take 100% responsibility for everything in your life, that's when everything changes. Of course, not overnight, but it does change, and it changes forever. Many actors don't realize that they're waiting for permission, okay? So they're waiting for someone to discover them, right? Like, oh, I haven't heard from any agents. No one wants to represent me. Or, I just don't understand how to get good real footage, which is what I need, if I can't get into productions that will give me the real footage. I need real footage to get into productions, but I can't get into productions to get real footage, right? It's like a catch-22. But the problem is that saying these things and waiting for things to happen, waiting for luck to strike, that's going to kill your own confidence. It's basically telling your unconscious self, I have no control and I'm not in charge at all of my acting career. When auditions are slow, many actors feel like they can't do anything to change their situation, right? They're going to just stop looking for roles, or they completely stop networking, or they stop improving their materials and testing things out. And then deep down, they start thinking maybe they're not good enough, or maybe there's just no work available anywhere. But the real cost to this is not just that you're actually missing out on opportunities by giving up and not continuously looking. It's also that you're losing belief in your own self. And that's going to lead to less trying and getting even less results. And it's a vicious spiral downwards. right? Excuses, they can feel good in the moment because they protect your ego, right? It's like, yeah, it's not my fault. It's the golf clubs, right? Like I said earlier, that's a lot easier than saying, it's my fault for not figuring this out. What can I try doing differently? I mean, that takes a lot of work. It's my fault that I haven't figured this out yet. What should I try different? Responsibility does not mean beating yourself up though, okay? What it means is you want to take ownership and step up to the plate and start asking, how can I get better? What can I start taking control of? What do I need to research and figure out? Or who do I need to create a connection with to move forward? Right? And how can I figure that out? If I don't know who to create a connection with, it's all questions when you think about it. It's like, okay, if my goal is I want to act in, let's say, a well-known production. I want to be the lead in a Hollywood feature film. Okay, so how do I do that? Oh, I don't know, the industry isn't going to want me, or I don't know, like there's so little work, or I don't know, so I'm just going to submit to productions over and over again on Actors Access and hope that a big break comes. That's not going to be effective, right? Instead, it's like, I want to become the lead in a major film. How can I do that? That's the question. How? How can I do that? And rather than saying, I'm just going to try things and see what works, because that can take a lot of time, instead you say, how have others done this? Because there have been other people who've done it. And then you go and you start researching and you find out what other actors did to reach that goal. You say, okay, as I look, it seems like a couple of actors just kind of got it through random means, but a lot of actors seem to follow this pattern, right? Okay, so if they did that, then how can I do that? What are the steps? And then you research to find out what are the steps to do what those actors did, right? So it's all about looking at what you want, and then rather than saying, oh my gosh, it's impossible, it's so difficult, you're asking, how did others do what I want? And then you're saying, how can I take those steps, and what do I need to do those steps, right? What do I need, like I said before, to research and figure out, or who do I need to create a connection with? That's what separates successful actors from those who are just wishful, especially when the industry slows down. Because the thing is when the industry gets difficult and acting work slows down, it's actually a great opportunity, because those are the best times for people who do take full responsibility. During slowdowns, all the actors who aren't, let's say, as driven, aren't as hardworking, or always placing blame on situations beyond their control, those are the ones who will either quit entirely or at least give up for a period of time. And what's great about that is that it leaves all the work for the most driven actors, the ones who do take responsibility and say, hey, this is my fault for not figuring this out yet. So how can I figure this out? Taking 100% responsibility means you stop waiting and you start building a plan and taking action. You start reaching out to new reps or figuring out how to get your current rep to work harder for you. You start shooting self-tapes or reel scenes that showcase your range. You start building new connections instead of hoping for luck, right? You research to figure out what is the step that you take. You don't just do those actions that I listed at random. You want to research and see what is the most important next step. The more responsibility that you take about where you are in your life, and this goes beyond just acting, right? It's every area of your life, relationships, health, spirituality, if that's important to you, like all of these different areas, finance. The more responsibility that you take in each of these areas, the more opportunities that will show up, because you're basically creating those opportunities for yourself. Owning your career changes everything when you stop complaining or thinking that things are outside of your control and not your fault. That's when you get your own personal power back. You start seeing problems as unanswered questions And you even see them as fun new challenges to figure out, not immovable, impossible roadblocks. That's when you move from why me to, you know what, try me. That's when the doors start opening, not because the industry has changed, but because you changed. Now, if you're ready to stop waiting and to start taking full ownership of your acting career, I'd love to help you map out the exact next steps that can get you there as quickly as possible. You can book a completely free discovery call with me, and we'll figure out what your next big career move should be. Just visit martinbenson.com. That's MartinBensen, martinbenson.com. Love to speak with you, and we'll see if you'd be a good fit for the coaching program. Thanks so much, and I'll see you soon.